When Clara Whitmore married Nathaniel Harrington, she believed she had finally found peace after years of heartbreak. Nathaniel was gentle, intelligent, and everything she wanted in a partner. Their love grew quickly, and soon after the wedding, Nathaniel suggested they move into his family home temporarily while they saved for their own place. Clara agreed, trusting him completely. But Nathaniel never warned her about the woman who would turn her world into a living nightmare, his mother, Beatrice Harrington. Beatrice was calm and polite around guests, but the second they were alone, she became a cruel, cold, manipulative storm of bitterness. To Beatrice, Clara was an outsider who had stolen her son's attention. And she made that hatred known. The torture began subtly. Clara would make breakfast, only for Beatrice to throw it away and claim she did it wrong. Clara would clean, and Beatrice would scatter dust and complain loudly. She whispered lies about Clara, claiming she spent Nathaniel's money recklessly or disrespected the family heritage. At first, Nathaniel defended his wife, but Beatrice kept pushing, and Clara began noticing how her husband slowly softened toward his mother's accusations. Beatrice escalated. She interfered with Clara's medication by replacing her pills with vitamins. She hid Clara's clothes and blamed the washing machine. She locked Clara out whenever Nathaniel traveled. Beatrice's hatred rotted the house like poison. Still, Clara endured, for love. But one night, everything changed. Clara entered the kitchen and smelled gas. The stove knobs were twisted open, intentionally. Before Clara could react, Beatrice erupted into a dramatic coughing fit in the living room and called Nathaniel, screaming that Clara had tried to kill her by filling the house with gas. When Nathaniel rushed home, Beatrice clung to him like a victim while Clara tried to explain, but he was too stunned, too overwhelmed, too confused to see the truth. He gently asked Clara to leave, for a few days while things calmed down. Clara left with only a small bag and a shattered heart. But as she walked away, a burning spark ignited inside her. Those few days became the beginning of her revenge. Clara stayed with her closest friend, Elise. She avoided contacting Nathaniel and spent 2 quiet weeks observing from afar. She wasn't going to fight Beatrice with anger, she was going to bring her down with truth. Clara began gathering evidence of Beatrice's manipulation, every voicemail, snide comment, and insult. She met with Mrs. Draper, a longtime neighbor who had silently watched Beatrice's cruelty for decades. Mrs. Draper revealed Beatrice's darkest secret. Nathaniel's father didn't die from a sudden heart attack, as Beatrice always claimed. He died from stress-related complications after years of emotional abuse, something Beatrice hid by keeping his medical report from the family. The hospital still had a copy. Clara secured it. With every piece of evidence, Clara's revenge sharpened like a blade. 3 weeks later, Nathaniel asked Clara to return for dinner, to talk. She agreed, calm and prepared. Beatrice opened the door with a victorious smirk. "Back already?" she teased. Clara simply smiled. They sat at the dining table. Nathaniel attempted to start a reconciliation talk, but Clara interrupted by placing a folder on the table. "I didn't come here to beg," she said. "I came to tell the truth." Beatrice's smile froze as Clara opened the folder and slid out the original medical report. "Nathaniel, your father didn't die from a heart condition alone. He died from prolonged stress and emotional abuse. Your mother hid this from you." Nathaniel stared at the report, stunned. Beatrice trembled in panic. "She's lying. She forged it." Clara reached into the folder again and played audio recordings, Beatrice threatening her, admitting she staged the gas incident, mocking her, plotting to drive Clara out of the marriage. Every toxic word echoed through the dining room. Nathaniel's face collapsed with betrayal. "Mother," he whispered, "you tried to destroy my marriage." Beatrice tried to grab his hand. "Nathaniel, everything I did was for you. You tried to kill my wife," he said, stepping back. "And you lied to me my entire life." Nathaniel looked broken. The years of control Beatrice had over him shattered in seconds. "Pack your things," Nathaniel said. "You're leaving this house tonight." Beatrice screamed, cried, cursed, begged, but Nathaniel walked away. Clara stood calmly and placed one last document on the table. A notice from the council. Beatrice's charity foundation, the one she used to polish her reputation, was under investigation for tax fraud. Clara had anonymously submitted the evidence Mrs. Draper had kept for years. Beatrice collapsed into a chair, trembling. "You ruined me." Clara leaned forward. "No, Beatrice, I didn't ruin you. I only revealed who you've always been." Clara left the house. Behind her, Beatrice screamed in rage as everything she built crumbled. Nathaniel later begged Clara for forgiveness. He apologized endlessly, offered counseling, promised change, tried everything to win her back. But Clara had already found her strength. I loved you, she said. But I won't return to someone who doubted me instead of protecting me. She divorced him. Using the settlement Nathaniel willingly offered, driven by guilt and heartbreak, Clara moved into a beautiful coastal flat in Brighton and began rebuilding her life. Meanwhile, Beatrice's reputation collapsed. Her foundation shut down. Investigators swarmed her finances. She eventually moved into a care home where she could no longer manipulate anyone. Nathaniel lived with regret for years. But Clara flourished. She opened her own interior design company, found peace, and learned that silence was never weakness, it was preparation. Her revenge wasn't violent. It didn't require shouting. It didn't require chaos. It was simple. She took away the one thing Beatrice treasured most, control. And in doing so, she reclaimed her own life, her dignity, and her freedom. The House of Thorns lost its queen, and Clara Whitmore walked away stronger than ever.